My name is Veena, and I also happen to be Janvi teacher's good friend, not just her student over here. So we share a good bonding, and that was the one of the main reasons why I went ahead with this course, which I would call it as, because here I could actually see Janvi teacher, a different side of Janvi teacher, where she was friendly and also very firm on certain things, giving me guidance throughout. So we started off with having a few goals in mind, for which I had approached you, teacher. You know that, one
Yes,
being one of them, one very important one was to reduce my weight, which
yes.
I have been really struggling to
Mm.
lose. So to begin with, when we started off, as I said, I was almost, I think, I would say it was almost 74 and a half to 75.
Mm.
So, it was a struggle. Clothes weren't fitting me properly. I would go for higher sizes, and it was very uncomfortable. It was not myself, because I've never been so overweight, never been so much. So that was one of the main things I had in mind while approaching you.
Mm.
But there were other reasons also, like one of them being always being on low energy, trying to finish daily routine work also was a little difficult. I was finding it difficult. Of course, there were pressures, there was other things at home, struggles were there, but I could feel that my body is giving up. So I knew it was time to start something, or focus on my health.
Mm.
And I knew I had to do some changes in my daily routine. So that's when I thought of you. So like I
Mm.
said, one being majorly being the weight loss. Then second thing was, as I said, stamina, low on energy most of the times. Even if I have rested a lot, I would still feel sleepy. And it was difficult. I knew that I am eating home food, but there's something lagging, and I couldn't make out.
Mm.
Then so these two were the main things. And yes, and as I said, I knew I was eating home food, but and according to me, it was a balanced diet, but I knew something was missing. So one of the more important, I would say, most important part over here, one reason was to have a balanced meat, and wherein I have some guidance as to what is required. Like I knew I was eating home food, but I
Mm.
didn't know whether I was eating it right, in proper proportion or at the right time, or am I
Mm.
keeping proper gap. So there
Mm.
were few these two three reasons as to why I decided to actually focus on my health, approach you. And as you always say, it's not just your food, it's also the exercises, and how you help me, with that thing in mind, that it's not just that 1 hour of exercise, but also during the day, these small tips which you would give me. So that has really helped. So on the
That's so
energy
nice.
part, I think, yeah, on the energy part, how it has helped me is, especially when you have given me a good balanced diet. Like I
Mm.
knew that you would tell me to focus on the protein part.
Mm.
So
But like
proteins would be more.
since you were speaking about the struggles, like how was that showing up
Yes.
in your everyday life?
Struggles as in, like before starting with the course, teacher, or how
Yes,
it
yes, before
helped me.
starting. Yes.
Yeah, so these were a few struggles which were major. Otherwise it was more like, towards balanced diet, as I said, more towards balanced diet with the kids also. Like, I have two daughters, so it was difficult to manage with them. So the food, the balanced diet, the menu which you would actually, suggest me, or whatever you had given me, the recipes and all,
Mm.
that was like more friendly towards the kids also.
Mm.
So that was like a daily struggle for me, what to make for them, what to, have something for snacks. So they have actually started liking the dosas and the idlis that I'm making,
Wow.
which I think I've struggled for almost, my elder one is almost 11 years now, 12 years. She'll be 12 in a few weeks.
Mm.
So she has started liking not just the dosas, regular dosas, but also the millet dosa or anything new that I have tried. She would be the first one, to come and ask. Though sometimes, she will tell me, Mama, I think I'll have it next time if she doesn't like. But if she likes it, but most of the time she liked it and she was open towards trying something new. So in
Mm.
a way, it has helped me to balance the nutrition at home also, like
Mm.
with the kids.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And even as I
Yeah.
said, the struggles going out for walks was difficult, but you made it easier by putting this in my head, that it's not just like you have to actually go out, you can do it in the house. And you showed me those simple ways which can
Mm.
help to overcome these daily struggles. And it's not like, one day I work out for like 2 hours and it will help me. It's the consistency that mattered.
Right, right,
Yeah,
definitely. And I am so proud that it was from the first day, like, how you, even with those struggles with the work going on in your
correct,
house, you could manage with the consistent steps, small steps, but you could do
correct.
it every day, right?
Yes,
And if I have to ask you, how do you feel physically now? And have you noticed any other changes like in your weight, tiredness, sleep, energy, mood, or
definitely,
confidence?
definitely. Yes, confidence, definitely, because as I said, when it comes to the weight loss, it has been almost, I would say, 4 to 5 kilos, which is like a big achievement for me. Though it has been initially it was quick, then it became a little slow, but it did go up.
Yeah.
So that was like, very important. So I knew that I'm doing everything right. Now I know that I have to just push in somewhere to, like maybe increase my exercise, or the walks somewhere. I knew, and like I said, it's like, I know that, it is not possible to do it every day. But even if not possible for 1 hour, I try to do it for half an hour. Then I
Mm.
have it in my mind that, okay, today I did for half an hour, so the next day I try to push myself a little bit more. So
Mm.
I know that I have to achieve,
Yeah.
and it's important, and main thing is I know what is going wrong.
Mm.
what is going wrong, or what have I missed out today, so I need to balance it tomorrow. That knowledge was more important for me, and acceptance that I'm not doing something right, and
Mm.
now I know like where I'm going wrong or where I can improve.
More
So
awareness has
it's
come.
awareness, yeah, that is very important for me, teacher. That is very important, because with kids there is so much to do, and like the social media, there is so much everybody is posting, probably they might be
Confusion.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of confusion and a lot of too many things online if you see. So I am happy that I went through your guidance was more important, like you kept on, and I knew that sometimes I would go off track, I would eat a little more, so you would very nicely tell me, let's not forget our goal. So
I'm so
I would
glad.
come back to that. I would come back to that. I said, yes, I don't want to forget my goal. Like, next day I would be back on, and I wanted to do a little more than every day.
Yes,
So, and yeah, so for me, it was like a really, like, a change that was required. It was
absolutely.
really required.
Yeah. And did you notice any change in the way the tiredness was happening, sleep,
Yes, yes.
energy, mood that way?
Yeah, now also, like, what I see is like, if I happen to eat continuously, if I happen to eat my whatever I've planned, like food, home food, and whatever I feel is good, I follow it properly, I know that I'm on track, and I don't really get feel bloated. But I know that when I eat outside food, the next day I'm feeling bloated, like, I avoid. But as I said, sometimes we are not able to avoid at some parties or somewhere we go. But then with your guidance, teacher, I think it is like, I don't really feel full. I know that I'm not hungry anymore, but I don't feel that fullness, like, okay, my tummy is coming out, or
Mm.
I've eaten something extra. So
Mm.
if it's like a roti also, I know that that one roti is enough for me till evening. I
Mm.
don't have to snack in between. So
Mm.
at times we eat a lot of rice, and after some time we are still hungry. So I think the tiredness has reduced. Tiredness has reduced because I'm eating more of proteins. In whatever way I can. Sometimes if I'm running out of time, I just make sure I boil 2 eggs and have it. Or
Mm.
the easiest way, sprouts. If you have seen, mostly I used to have sprouts, and I like it also. It is the
Mm.
kids also eat. So sprouts or even fish. So I focus more on that. I have reduced my carbs. Though like we are rice eaters, so I end up eating rice, but it's like in minimal. So whenever I have this protein rich diet or protein rich food, I don't really feel tired. It
Mm.
is like as if it's giving me energy, and I can hold on to myself for quite some time. Like I know how to control. Like I don't feel hungry, so hungry, because I
Mm.
feel that yes, I have eaten enough and I'm
Mm.
not overfull.
Yeah, and
So
exactly like as you said, we have not cut down on any particular carbs. Like you also had roti, you also were having
correct.
different kind of ragi or
Yes.
rasgira roti. So I think a balanced plate has helped you in a better way,
Definitely.
like meal
Yes, yes.
planning
And
also.
there's a lot of variety. Usually, when we say diet food, it's like boring food. Like, we don't want to go for it. But I think with whatever suggestions you had given, if I was able to make it like, something different, like the Rajgira roti, then even my favorite were makai and this jawar. I haven't really tried any time. Like, I have eaten outside, but when I made it at home, I felt like, it's not that difficult. I just have to plan it. And it really isn't boring. Like,
Mm.
it is good.
Mm.
It actually tastes better with a good vegetable if you make. So it was more towards the like I would look forward to eat it. It
Yes,
wasn't like, okay, now I'm on a diet, so I have to eat this anyhow. So that kind of feeling never came in for me. So that
exactly.
was a very, and that's how I could actually do it for 3 months, and I will
Yeah,
continue to do it.
yeah, it
That
became
is very important.
sustainable. Yeah,
Correct, correct.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, you push yourself towards eating few things and then you don't continue with it.
Mm. And how do you feel emotionally now?
Emotionally, like I said, I'm much confident about my looks as in I know I don't look overweight, because you know how it is when you don't fit into clothes which you like to, or even if it is fitting, it's like not the proper fit. So the look part, and I feel more confident because of these simple techniques which you had told me, like just now what I do is like I don't really visualize, but I just sit calm in the morning for like 10 minutes. That
Mm.
10 minutes is enough for to gain that strength, that okay, I'm ready for the day.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
is
those
really
10 minutes
wonderful.
are for me, like nobody's disturbing me,
Mm.
everybody's sleeping. So that has become like a routine. So honestly, like in the past few weeks, I think I've not really visualized myself, but it was more like I just want to sit like for
Mm.
some time, and just want to relax, and I know that I am getting my energy for the whole day,
That
and
is
then I
amazing.
begin with the day. Yeah, so that is something I want to continue, and and I actually try and say my prayers sometimes, and just try to connect with God. Otherwise it was like as if for me it was like it was very difficult to even remove little time for myself. So those 10
Absolutely.
minutes, 15 minutes are very important, I felt.
Yeah,
Even exercise, the meditation, the tips which you had given me, they were more like it's for me, like it's not like to show anyone that I've really lost weight. It is like that inner healing,
correct.
that I am getting better. I can do it. Like, I can do
Mm.
something different. That
Mm.
was very important. And the kids started like, Mama, you're sitting before us to eat food.
Oh.
So now they have started respecting that. Like, they
Mm.
will be like, Mama, you need something. You need your salad. You need your
Yeah,
water. You didn't have water before food. You didn't have. So they are also very mindful, and they know that I am taking care of myself.
yeah. The kids are also
So
understanding that you also need that care.
understanding.
Yeah.
Correct, correct. The other day
Mm.
we went somewhere, and they offered this peda sweet. So the kids ate it, and they when they served me, my younger one, Mama is not eating. She doesn't eat all that sweet. Like, she's not eating often. Like, sometimes she eats. I don't think today she will eat. You can give her share to me. I said very smartly, she took my sweet. Like, so what I'm trying to say is, even the kids know that I'm doing something for myself, and they really, they compliment me that, Mama, you're looking nice. You wore your old top.
Wow.
It is looking nice. The other day
Wow.
I went for Easter mass also. I wore something which I used to wear before, and they were surprised that, I'm fitting into that. Like, they used to like
Wow.
me wearing that. So I wore my old clothes during Easter time, Good Friday, Monday, Thursday. I didn't go to buy. Usually it's a last minute buy because nothing fits it. So here I could actually, get something from my wardrobe and actually wear it.
Wow.
And it had, yeah. So that was like a good big achievement for me. So
Absolutely.
that way, so that's how I am looking forward. Like, wherein I know that I am important and my health is more important. Not really more important, but it is important. It is
Yes.
not like, I have to just keep doing for others, and there's nothing nobody else can do till I help myself.
Right.
You know,
That is true. That is true. Yes.
so even my husband, he told me the other day, like, she did something which I could not do. Like,
Mm.
I kept telling you, go for walk, go for this, do this, take out some time for yourself. You did not
Mm.
do,
Mm.
and with a guidance, you knew what to do, and so you
Mm.
could do it.
Mm.
It was more of that sort. Like, even with
Mm.
food, now I know that, okay, I have to make this for myself, I have to make this for him, I have
For
to
her.
make it for them, so I'm prepared. Like,
Mm.
otherwise it was all a mess, I would say.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I'm much more sorted now, teacher. Like,
Sorted that
so
way.
I
Yes.
want to, yeah, I want to continue this as much as I can, and I know that I want to focus more not only on health, because I have achieved what I wanted.
Mm.
Maybe I can push myself a little more, and over a period of time, maybe in the next few months, I will cut down, because now I know that what are those things which I was doing wrong. So
Absolutely.
slowly,
Absolutely.
slowly, gradually, I have to work on it, a little more, and try to control. Wherein definitely, it is not just the weight loss that I'm looking forward, but more of stamina and more of immunity.
Mm.
That's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Yes. And has your mindset or your relationship with food and your body changed since we started?
Yes, definitely, teacher, because I really thought, like, after some time, when I was putting on so much weight, I was like, what should I exactly do to reduce my weight? I'm trying almost everything. I even had chapatis and only veggies for some time. I gave up on sweet, but it was not helping. I knew I was doing something wrong, or
Mm.
rather, I would say I knew I was not doing everything right. Something was
Mm.
missing. So
Mm.
when it comes to food, I've actually started liking food, homemade food. Now it's not that, I only look forward to going and eating outside. In fact, when it comes to eating outside, now the face is worried more. Like, that I have to eat outside. So God knows which hotel we will go, what they
Mm.
will put. So it's okay. Once in a way you can have, but what I'm trying to say is I'm avoiding that. That mindset has changed for me.
Mm.
That to eat something good we have to, or eat something tasty, or
Mm.
to release our stress we go out and eat.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
not required. Like, I can
Mm.
do everything at home. It
Mm.
just needs a little bit of planning, and even though if I go out, I know that what I need to avoid.
Mm. That is huge.
So
Yeah, that is huge
yeah,
actually. Yeah.
because when we go there, there are so many things we don't know what they are. So I know, like, okay, this, and the moment I say no, not this. So initially my kids and my husband were like, oh, come on, you don't start here again. Like, they were
Mm.
like, you should not do so much. But now they are like, acha, okay, why, there's more oil in it, there will be more, they also, their mind starts working. So
Mm.
in a way, like, I am more conscious about what I'm eating, like I
Mm.
said, and what I should eat, what I should not eat. That is the awareness is there. And it's like, there's a direct relation with food. It's not just to anything that I'm doing, like, just to, we say, we live to, we just live to eat. It is not like that. I'm eating so that I can live a healthy life. For me, it has
Yeah.
become like that now.
Absolutely. And
Like,
that is the way
it's like,
it should be. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like, what I'm putting in my body, it's my body. I have to be careful about what I'm eating.
Very true.
Like how the dentist always says that you're just eating, but you're actually torturing your teeth. So what you're eating is very important. Then
Mm.
you'll complain that you're getting cavity, teeth is falling off. So what you eat, but that is important. So same way
Yes.
for me, it is like, I cannot keep complaining, saying that I'm putting on weight, or I'm not happy with my immunity when I am not taking care of it. It's
Mm.
like my body, I have to take care of it.
Absolutely.
Nobody else can help me unless I understand that, that I have to take care of it. I control what I am eating. That is
Mm.
very important for me. That self realization, which came sometime back when we started off, but
Mm.
I think that was a very important thing for me. Like, I have to control myself. It's
Mm.
like I am doing this to avoid something major in future. Like, luckily,
Absolutely.
my reports are normal. There's
Mm.
nothing much. And then, as I said, even with sugar, I'm very careful about what I'm having.
Mm.
I've started having tea with very less sugar. Sometimes I don't add sugar, so it's fine. Like, I'm not like really complaining about that. So
Mm.
these small changes have really helped me change my mindset towards food,
Absolutely. Yes.
mainly.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because
And
food is playing a very important role right now for me.
yes, yes, definitely, definitely. And if I have to ask you, how was your overall experience working with me, and what part of the program made the biggest difference for you?
Well, teacher, see, for example, like, to start off with, teacher, you're very patient. Well, like,
So
your
grateful.
patience level, yeah, the patience level is really good. And as I said, your continuous guidance, you were very particular. You wanted to know every meal that I had. Though sometimes if I would forget, like not really forget, but I would just to take those pictures and send it to you. But you were so professional about it. Like you wanted to know what exactly is going in my body so that you can guide me. So that was really as I said, that was like being really that micromanaging. Like you wanted to see the portions, and that was very impressive actually. So that is one thing I really want to tell you, that is very difficult, because what happens is at times when the client is not able to send, you were the one who is reminding me that teacher, how was it, what did you have yesterday, send me, because you wanted to know, and you wanted to know if I have if I have eaten properly, and where you could chip in and where you could guide me. And that was very sweet of you, like to keep asking me, and you would tell me like, see, this portion is a little more, proteins is less. So the next day when I would eat the same thing, or something similar, I would increase accordingly or reduce accordingly. So that was continuous. It was not just one day, or like and like, okay, done, now I have told her, she has to continue. You kept on telling me, and every time I would have some different thing, you were quick to point out and make me feel like, oh, okay, that's, oh my god, this is like, you have to stop. So and that is important to some extent, because at times, as I said, with food, with having so many people in the house, it is difficult to
Yes.
be consistent. So
Yes.
I think your that guidance, it was not just like for namesake, like you would wanted to actually know what is happening, what am I eating. So that
Yeah.
was really nice, teacher. Even if I was eating outside, I knew that you wanted to know what I have eaten outside. So I would, even if I could not take a picture, I would write and send it to you, like. So
Yeah.
that was really nice, because I knew. So that made me feel that you really want to know each and everything that I am doing, and that was in a way motivating, that you are looking up to me, that that you will that I'm following everything, and you want to guide me. So that was a good thing about your advice, and the entire journey. Not a single day, I think there has been a single day where you have missed out on my food. Like you wanted to know each and everything. Even the
Great.
exercise part, yeah, even the exercise part. Though I was not able to do it in between, I think you were very particular. Like you wanted to know, and sometimes I would forget to tell you about my steps, or I would tell you about my exercise. You would point out and ask me. So that was like, that shows how much dedication, and it was like, for you, it's not just the food, it was like the holistic approach that you talk about every time. So
Yeah.
you stuck to that thing of having everything, of making sure that your client is doing everything properly, or wherever you can guide. So that was really nice. I never felt that you are not there, like around.
Yeah.
Like
I'm so grateful
usually
for
it is like, yeah, like your presence, though it is online, and just through WhatsApp you would message me. I think that was enough for me to give me a push. You didn't have to really be present physically to tell me what I am doing wrong. So these are the things. I never thought, like, online I would actually following what you are telling me to do, guidance and all. I never thought I would wait. I would lose even 1 kilo for that matter, teacher.
I'm so grateful. But
Yeah.
going forward, I just want to
Yes.
understand what was your biggest breakthrough or aha moment during this holistic program, and would you recommend this program to someone and why?
Yes, yes, teacher, definitely. Because I think we know quite a few people around us who are
Yeah.
struggling to reduce weight, and the way they look at themselves, and so it's like they really need to start somewhere. So, in fact, I have spoken about you quite a few times with my friends. So, I won't be surprised, if anybody wants to get in touch with you sooner or later. So, it's just
Grateful.
that, that time factor. Sometimes, they are so occupied. So, they would be, even I want to do something like that, but we
Yeah.
want some time, we want to get
Yes,
things in place.
absolutely.
And yeah. So, and as you asked me, the breakthrough moment was when I had lost like almost 4 kilos in just 1 month. And I was like, wow, like, if I can just follow completely with the exercise. The first month, I felt I did the exercise consistently, even on Saturday, Sundays, I would try to do it. So later on, because of the housework and all, it was little challenging. And I know where exactly I can push myself now. So that slowly, I know how to, with whatever tips you had given, with whatever links you had sent, I keep going back to that. I have saved it on a separate place. Like, I have actually sent it to the links and kept it separately on a notepad. So whenever I want, I just go to that. So, that's like, going back to that. And, I like to refresh myself. Oh, okay, I've not been doing this from quite some time. So, I keep doing that. So that's when, the first month. And after that, now, like, I feel really proud of myself that
Absolutely.
even if I am not able to, reduce, like, drastically after that, but I have been able to maintain it with all
Maintain
the
it.
other, the mess going on, like,
Very true.
so to
Very true.
say, like,
Yes.
so now my another challenge is like, once I go to Mangalore, and my sister-in-law will also be coming. So, I want to I keep telling myself, I don't want to put on more. I will reduce, but sooner or later, but I want to maintain it. I don't want to make
Absolutely.
any changes in what I am eating, but I need to push myself towards the exercise part.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so that's what I am looking forward to now. And I know I will achieve it, because as I said, I have saved everything and I keep going back to that. So, that really helps, teacher. I
Yeah.
was very happy. You can't believe when I actually saw that, I realized that I have lost almost 4 to 5 kilos, because I think it's been more than 2 years I'm trying to
Yes.
reduce even 1 or 2 kilos. It was never
Absolutely.
happening.
Yes. And you said more than 74.5, and I think latest we reached to 69. So I
Yes,
think
yes.
more than 5 kgs somewhere around.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
a
So it
huge
is
win.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, yes, it's a huge win for me. So my actual target is like to come down to 66, but I don't want to push myself
correct.
and make drastic changes. But I need to push myself towards more of exercise, because I know that inch loss and all will be more when I move my body more.
Correct.
So that is like the food part is more towards keeping it balanced,
Hmm.
maintaining it, and the exercise part or the walk part is to reduce, slowly reduce a bit. That will
Yes.
help.
Yes, we focused on the neat activities, and I think you also enjoyed doing those small activities
Yes,
in
yes.
between. Yes.
Small activities, because
Yeah.
at times I'm not able to do. So those activities are really helping, and it satisfies me that okay, I've done something. I've moved my body today.
Yes, absolutely. And those wins, small wins, absolutely give us big transformation.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
everything has been win. But I'm so proud of you, and thank you so
Yes,
much,
teacher.
Veena teacher, for being here and sharing your inspiring story with us. It will definitely motivate so many women watching you out there.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, teacher. But we were continuously guiding, and really it was helpful. And this is not just for me. This is something in my, I think, lately in my life. I think I've not done much for myself after,
Mm,
getting married and all. There's a lot of things we are doing, like shopping, this, that. But something for my health, I have specially done. This is something I've really done, and it's going to stay with me, entire life.
I'm so
I'm looking
glad.
forward
Yeah,
to something like that. I'll always remember you as someone who has changed my outlook towards, how you can take care of yourself towards your
absolutely.
health. So
Mm,
that is very important. That is the biggest takeaway for me from these 3 months. It's not just the weight loss or the other things, or learning about all the guidance that you have given me. The most important is it's going to remain with me, and the mindset, the change in how I look towards it. That is very important, teacher.
absolutely.
That's a
Absolutely.
big thing for me.
I'm so grateful for your words, and thank you so much, Veena teacher,
Yes.
for being here. Yes.